All right, welcome everyone. We're going to get started with this. Some of you, those of you who are prepping for school, I know you definitely can use the extra time, and those who are still in summer mode, it's always great to have a little extra time of that. So we'll get through this important information and then let you get back to your time. So today's topic, we are connecting to Get Connected. We're really mainly just doing a preview of what that's going to be. We have some more details that we can share with you. Some of this may change between now and September 16th, but most of what we're sharing today is pretty set in stone. So it shouldn't change too much. Sandra, would you introduce yourself?
Hi, everyone. I see some new faces on today, which I'm excited about. My name is Sandra Frerichs. I'm a science education specialist with Nebraska 4-H, and I work a lot with our Nebraska after-school programs, providing support and professional development, particularly around STEM, but I have not really been out across the state doing workshops for a couple of years because of COVID. So now that I'm seeing people on the call today that I don't know, it makes me want to get excited, get out there and do some training with you all and see what is happening in your programs. I'll try to do that this year, but I'm also excited that people will be coming to join us in Kearney for the conference. Brian, you want to introduce yourself?
Yeah, so I am Brian Welch. I am new at the Department of Education, and I work with Kim Larson and Jan Handa with 21st Century Community Learning Centers. Sandra and I didn't realize you were going to be with us as well, Sandy, or I would have added your picture too, but we are on the committee that are helping plan the conference on September 16th. So Sandra Day as well. So I'm not going to make you jump in and say anything if you don't want to, Sandy, but we three are helping plan the conference, which is why we're presenting today. So there we go. So here's our basic schedule as of now. We wanted to make sure that there was a lot of time and lots of breaks throughout the day for networking, visiting the walk and talk tables. With that also, we have those structured workshops. The nice thing is that we do have a decently long lunch from 12 to 1:20, and that'll give us time to have some featured speakers, but also just to enjoy our lunch together. I'm not going to read through everything on every slide because you are all very intelligent human beings that can read, but I'll just kind of point out some stuff like that. Did you have anything you wanted to add for this one, Sandra?
No, but I do want to encourage people to arrive early if you can. I know getting to Kearney at 8 o'clock in the morning is hard from some places in the state, but there'll be a great breakfast that you can kind of take with you, we hope, as you walk around. And it's a good time to talk to some of those partner organizations that support us in lots of different ways. So I encourage you to try to be there by 8, because that's when you get the best chance to talk with those people. And then right after that opening session will be a good chance to move around those tables again.
For sure. Okay, so the main thing that we wanted to share with you today is all of the different presenters that we have and the session titles and topics that were going to be there, because that was not decided. Well, I mean, it was decided a little while ago, but that hasn't been shared yet. So I have 3 slides with the presenters, and I'm going to click through them and kind of look at them. The question that we have is, which of these presenters are you most excited to hear from? We'd love to see it in the chat. Try to include the names of the people presenting, and if I misspelled anybody's names or their organization, I apologize. But I was taking it for what we have. So we have a large variety of organizations and people speaking with us. Here's slide 2. There is something really cool. Rabble Mill is going to be bringing a skateboard ramp with them, or multiple, and we are setting that up in the parking lot. So that's going to be really neat, and that'll be part of their walk and talk display, as well as time at the end of the day. That's just kind of pretty neat and nifty. The thing that I love most about this is that we have a large variety of people presenting from different organizations. Sandy, go ahead.
I just wanted to point out, everybody, in the session, I know it has my name on it, but I wanted you to know that there are going to be 3 other presenters with me. One of them is going to be focusing on girls in STEM. You're going to love this. That's Lauren. And then Dakota's going to do a huge piece while we're taking the 50 minutes and chopping it up. And Dakota's going to do a cool thing with some of our new environmental ed stuff that's out there. And then our last one is the If Then collection from a couple of different sources, and that'll be Allison will be sharing that. And I just wanted to let you know that it's not just going to be me yapping for 50 minutes. We've got some really good stuff that we'd like to share. It's new curriculum, and we're really excited about it. That was all.
Hey, that's okay. Even if it was just you, Sandy, I'm sure it'd be wonderful as well. So I'm excited.
You guys just see why I love these people. They are just awesome. They are fabulous humans. It's true.
Well, you give what you get, right? So I'm excited to learn more about the Wisdom House Collaborative. I don't know much about them, but as I've been looking at things, that's interesting to me. So that was the second one, and here's the third one. We do have a few. You'll notice that we're still working on, nailing down exactly who. We have a couple invitations and some other people that put in or offer to present, and we're just working with them on what they're doing to see and to fix up some stuff that we had questions about. So we have a good variety of things. The Venture Lab, I'm also excited about the Venture Lab. I think that'll be really cool. Yeah. All right. Oh, and that's Sandra. Thank you for that. So do you have anything to add on any of this, Sandra, before we move on?
No, we have lots of great presenters, and I do want to say thank you. We had a committee of people from programs across the state that helped sort through all the proposals and select these workshops that you get to participate in. It's always hard because they're all good, and we didn't have any that we looked at that and said, oh, that's not one we'd like to have at the conference. So it was kind of a hard decision to narrow down to, because we only had room for 24 workshops. And there is an option to participate in the conference virtually or in person. It'll be a slightly reduced list of workshops that are available if you're participating virtually, because we have 8 in-person rooms, but we're only able to have 6 of those workshops available virtually just because of bandwidth. So there are lots of choices, whether you're virtually or in person, but it does make a little bit of a difference how many choices you have.
But there will be, so in that case, there'll be 18 virtual, correct?
Yes.
18 virtual, 24. And I'm not sure if we know exactly which ones are which yet. So we don't. Yeah, we wouldn't be able to tell you which ones will or will not be virtual at this point. We're still working on that. So, okay. On what Sandra talked about with selection and cutting it down, what we tried to do is make sure that we had as best of an even balance between our 5 conference themes as possible. So emotional health and wellness, environmental education, innovative programming, entrepreneurship, and equity and inclusion. And so sometimes we had a couple that were very, very similar that were both innovative programming. And so we just had to choose between the two. They were both awesome, but we wanted to make sure we had an equal amount of them. And so here the question we have is, which of these themes is most important to you and your program, and why would that be? I think that when we go into conferences like this, when we have a purpose for ourselves or our programs, I know I always get way more out of it. Like, I want to learn more about X and Y, and then I have much more focused conversations during networking time, walk and talk time, and then when I'm selecting my sessions that I want to attend. So that's kind of why I wanted to ask this. Which of these conference themes is most important to you and your program at this time? And I come from the middle school classroom, so I have no issue with awkward silent time for people to think.
I
Were
better
you-
tell you.
Go ahead.
For me, it would be the emotional health and wellness, because I deal with the littles, and they're coming in off all this COVID, where a lot of them didn't get to go to preschool. They got thrown right into kindergarten, or they were in preschool, missed their entire kindergarten year, and now are in first grade, and they missed so much of, they were shut-ins, nothing was open, they couldn't go to parks or playgrounds or stores for that matter. So their emotional well-being and is not quite up to par. So a lot of that we're dealing with.
Yeah.
Thank you, Kim. Yeah, my 3-year-old Lila, we're seeing some of the same issues with her. So we'll get there together. We'll get there. Thank you, Kim, and thank you for Civic Nebraska and Lauren for sharing in the chat as well. All right, let's move on. So here are the titles of some of our sessions, and this is broken into, the slide has the theme that these sessions, wow, I can talk so well. The theme is on the top, and the session titles are sessions that meet that theme. Now, you will see some of these sessions on multiple slides because they, the presenters said that they met multiple themes. So Harvest of the Month, you'll see on the next 3 slides. It's not that that session is happening 3 times, it's just that that session meets multiple themes of the conference. So here is the emotional health and wellness. We're really happy that we have so many, kind of going off what you mentioned, Kim. We have 7 sessions that discuss emotional health and wellness. And it's also possible that some of these sessions that we talk about could fit other themes, but the presenters didn't mark them as such as they were suggesting them. So we do the best we can, right? Our next theme is environmental education. This is one of our smaller ones, but we still have a decent amount, 5 sessions. Talking about environmental education, and lots of our friends with Nebraska 4-H Extension are doing those, right, Sandra?
Yeah, well, we'll have Nebraska Extension, Nebraska Game and Parks, and Nebraska Forestry Service will all be presenting workshops in this area, and a few other programs as well. We've got a great variety.
Well, and Sandy, we also have that second one, hands-on, and that's from Beyond School Bells as well. So those of us that are helping our plan are trying to make sure that we are filling it in as best we can with our organizations as well. So the largest group based on theme is innovative programming. We have 2 slides of that. So here are, here's the list of the ones that fit that. Once again, you'll see that we have some of these, right, that meet multiple. The first 2 here are on multiple slides. So a very exciting one that I heard a presentation of during Administrator Days was Walk to Unlock Nebraska, that the Farm Bureau and some others are doing. It's pretty cool. It's about, like, you have your group walking through Nebraska and unlocking things, kind of like there's some challenge medals you can do like that. So, but we also have things like skateboarding and beat making with a rabble mill and some other things like that. Here's the second one with innovative programming, the different session titles at this point. And the question we have posted for all of these is, which of these seems most interesting to you, or which one do you want to make sure that you do? If I'm clicking too quickly through, we will be posting the recording.
I do notice as I'm looking at the list this way, I haven't looked at them sorted out this way.
Mhm.
Walk to Unlock Nebraska and Tasty Tales both probably need to be added into the emotional health and wellness track as well, because they both have some really good health and wellness connections about physical activity or healthy eating.
That's true. And that's why I kind of added that disclaimer of some of these could probably fit in other categories as well. But when we received them and as we were sorting them, you know, it's just how they were presented or proposed by the presenters. So let's see, entrepreneurship is our smallest one of the amount of sessions that were there. So if you, for next year, not this year, for next year, if you think of anyone that would be great on this topic or this theme, we would love to hear those suggestions or have you suggest that they propose a presentation as well. So, and then our last one, equity and inclusion, our last theme. All right, do we have any comments, questions having to do with any of those session titles? And I can go back. If I went too quickly, I can go back if you want me to go back to one of those 5 slides. It's 6 slides because we have 5 themes, and then innovative programming had 2 slides. All right, sounds like I'm moving forward, Sandra.
Okay, I'm just typing in the chat. It's almost the time of year where we start planning for the 2023 conference. We'll got a few more details to finish out for this year, but I would love to hear any suggestions for workshop leaders or themes or topics that you'd like to see for 2023, because if I know about them before the conference this year, I can talk to people at the conference and start recruiting some of those presenters for next year.
And
or you can type them in the chat too. You don't have to email me, but you can.
Plan, you guys, good plan.
Yeah, thank you, Sandy. Yeah, okay, let's go ahead and move forward. So the end of the day, we're actually really excited about. We have some fun activities planned for then. We're going to have some networking time as well, and some of that will be a little more structured than the walk and talk for those who would like that. Where we're still working on some of the details, where we have like some specific rooms where you can meet with people from certain areas of the state, or high school, or middle school, early elementary, late elementary, you know, whatever you want to do. And we're working on those details now. We're also going to have in the walk and talk area, after the walk and talk people clean up, we're going to set out some board games. I'm a big board gamer and I love that kind of stuff. And I'm actually working, and I know some people in Lincoln CLC are working at creating some board game clubs. And so we're going to have some easy to learn, quick play board games out. The fourth one or the third one, I don't know if I really, oh, so go ahead, Sandy, keep going or jump in.
I just wanted to tell you guys, and I know you're going to be as excited about this as I am. So when we're planning this particular component of the conference, we started talking about board games, and it reminded me of something more than one of my site leaders that I've worked with in the past have said. We really need a comprehensive, great scope and sequence of what board games are good for each grade level or grade track. And guess what, you guys? Brian said he would help us with that. So excited. Brian, tell him what your title is, because you're an important person.
I mean, aren't we all important people in
No,
the
but
grand?
I mean, in the area of board gaming, in the area, come on.
So my role in NDE is after school and family community engagement, but on my free time, I am a member of a nonprofit organization called Great Plains Gaming Project, which is located in Lincoln, but it started in Kearney and whatnot. And our main thing is that we do community outreach to help grow the community. And like, for example, we have donated to Boys Town and have taught games with them. So social emotional type stuff there, because you can grow through that. We're currently working with Lincoln CLC that we want to share with everybody on what you're saying, Sandy. So like when we complete this is going to be shared with everybody on creating that kind of thing, scope and sequence. Riley Haug, who worked at Schuyler last year, he is on that with me, and he's a teacher, a science teacher, and he's working with that as well. And yeah, the Boy Scouts of America with their game design merit badge, I have that one. I mean, I got that as a kid. And so like we're working on that. And so that's kind of the frame of reference. And I'm going to be the one doing those board games and stuff like that. So I'm talking to people and whatnot. We're hoping, I'm working this weekend on getting some prizes, some board games to give away as part of our
Awesome.
prizes. So that's my goal for this weekend for myself. I'm ideally situated this weekend to talk to publishers and stuff with that. So I'm excited. Yeah, Mr. H, Eagle Scout all the way. And I'm proud of it. So,
A couple other things that will be happening at the end of the day. I'm with Brian.
Thank you.
I'm
Yeah,
a
keep
board
going.
gamer
Sorry.
too, and I'm excited about our board game time, but we're going to have a skateboard ramp out in the parking lot and people demonstrating what you can do in after school programming with skateboarding. We will have one of the Think, Make, Create trailers out in the parking lot as well. So you can see some ideas about making and tinkering in your after school program too. So I think there's going to be some really good opportunities to see what some sort of cutting edge, unusual programming looks like in after school. I think we'll have some resources around gardening as well. So there are these are things that are happening in our after school programs: skateboarding, board games, gardening, making and tinkering, but they're still kind of unusual. So we're hoping you'll get a chance to kind of see and be hands-on with those ideas to have something to take away from the conference, besides the 3 great workshops that you get to go to.
With all of that, the third main thing, I don't know if I really need to explain it. We'll just have ice cream, so you can even be enjoying some ice cream while participating in those things that Sandra just talked about. And then as always, we're going to be having prizes and drawings at the end of the day. So we're just going to party, we're going to party like it's 2022, I guess.
There you go. Hey, just so you know, BSB is going to be giving away a total of 40, which is a smaller group, of 40 prizes related to the content that we're going to be discussing in our session, just FYI. And then we have come across some additional kits that have been donated to us to give out, and we'll be giving those away also at the end of the day while you eat your ice cream.
Nice. So come so we can give you stuff, we just want to give you stuff, we want to see you, we want to talk to you, we want to get to know you, and we want to give you stuff. So, all right. So here is the kind of the save the date that you've probably seen already in some of the emails, just as a reminder, but the registration is open. I know that Kim Larson sent out an email earlier this week. This is a beautiful website if you haven't gone to it yet, and it is very nice, and it's not letting me click. Oh, there we go. It's letting me click on it. So is that working correctly? Is that looking?
I'll put it in the chat too, so they can have it either way.
So this is really slick, and it's actually really nice and nicely done. It has a lot of the information we already talked about, except for session titles. It has some of the organizers and stuff like that. Here's our Twitter hashtag, and we have a lot of different things here. The best thing here is that for registering, you can register everyone in your program. So if you're like the project lead or the program director, and you plus 2 others are coming, you can register all 3 of the people instead of having everyone need to do it separately, which is really, really nice. And hopefully it's a lot easier for you, which was kind of the idea. So
I'm going to put another link in the chat, because one of the things we have new this year is a form that you can use to kind of gather all the information that you need for a group registration. This is not your registration. It's just a place for you to get the information you're going to need about whether anybody has special dietary concerns or any of that. And then you would put that into the link above, the registration link, when you are registering them. So that's a kind of a bonus this year to have that helper sheet to.
Yeah, it's an interactive PDF. It's really slick. You're going to love it. The other thing I just wanted to say, and Brian, you may have planned to say this, but I am thrilled to death. I mean, I don't know if you guys remember this, but a couple times we've had kind of like a bottleneck at check-in. Guess what? Once you're registered, you'll be receiving an email, and in that email somewhere, I haven't gotten mine yet because I haven't registered yet. Don't hold it against me. You'll get a QR code, and literally you can print it. You can just have it on your phone ready to go. And it's just going to be that fast. Just like if you're, I don't know, going to Planet Fitness, you walk in, you go, boom, you're in, and you walk, you know?
Yep.
So it's just going to be really slick. We're so excited about this new system.
Yep. We were able to, I was able to preview it. It's a new system that the Department of Education has figured out. And I was able to preview it at the administrator days in Kearney. And it was that fast. It was boom. Is that it? Yep. Cool. Bye. So there's the prices for in-person versus virtual. We would love to see you. We can't give you stuff if you don't come in person, but we understand if you can't. So the virtual will be great. And you'll still get 18 sessions still available. So, and then finally, just to wrap it up, if it lets me click, our next two topics for Get Connected on August 18th are planning your lights on after school celebrations for October. So planning for October, and then September 1, U for Youth website overview. And just as a reminder for those maybe who are new or forgot, U for Youth is the website with all sorts of after school club resources, trainings for project leaders, and it's great. U for Youth, if just as a reminder, is a great resource for you. So if you don't know that resource well, or if you just need a refresher, or if you don't know about it, then that's definitely one to go to. All right, to wrap up, hey, no problem, Jennifer. We are so glad to be able to have that virtual. Just COVID forced us to learn all sorts of things, and even if we don't need them for, COVID or that, it helps when we're physically spread apart. Like right now, we don't have to spend a whole lot of money. We can all just get on our computers and help each other out, because physical distance is a thing.
The other thing we found with the virtual registration is programs can have more people participate. So, you've got to have some of your staff who are there running the program the day of the conference, but we'll be finished up by 3:20. That's going to be a little late for people in Central Time, but in Mountain Time, you could have your team participate and they'd be done before your after school program starts. If you're in Central Time, you may have to watch that last workshop from 2:30 to 3:20, but everybody will be done with that virtual conference at 3:20.
Yeah. All righty. I think that's it. Sandra or Sandy, do you have anything else? Or are there any questions from anyone who's here? All righty. Thank you for being awesome. Thank you for coming. We're excited to see you in September, where we can give you stuff. So yeah, have a wonderful day.
If you haven't been to the website, please, I'll put it back in the chat one more time. Click on it and check that out. Everything's ready to go for you, and registration is open.
All right. Have a good day.
Everybody, good to see you.